Good day, gamers! Welcome to another Game Master Games Facebook live show. I'm your host, Game Master Dave. Let's level up. All right, so, what's the elephant in the room, right? It's the coronavirus. We are all stuck at home. Unless you're an essential worker and then you are working like me. I'm at the post office, so I'm busy working. And they actually even just called me in tomorrow on my day off because there is lots of work to do. It's lots of mail to deliver, lots of parcels. All you guys are ordering a whole bunch of parcels, but that's okay. I appreciate it. It gives me a paycheck. But we do know that some of my friends know people that might have coronavirus, might have been exposed to somebody that has coronavirus. Some of my friends lost their jobs over this, as a lot of stores and stuff are been shut down, and it's a tough time. These are really, really tough times. So Ginger and I are thinking about all of you out there. Everybody stay safe. If you need something, reach out to somebody, get some help. You don't have to suffer alone in this situation. And we are having a chance. We are getting a chance to play more games online. There are people that are using Fantasy Grounds, and there are people that are using Roll20 to play role-playing games, and then there's Board Game Arena and BoardGaming-Online.com and Steam. A matter of fact, later tonight I'm playing a multiplayer Hearts of Iron game on Steam with some friends that are, everybody's shut in. So you can definitely, yes, Ginger, that is true. We do miss playing face-to-face. The game stores in the area are pretty much shut down as well. There were a few open that you could pick up games or get games delivered, or you could also like order your comics from them, and they would drop them off, or you could pull up in front of the store and call, and they would come out and drop off their comments. But the thing is I think almost all those are closed down too. Hey, Bill, nice to see you. So it's tough times. It really is tough times. But I'm out there delivering the mail. Doctors, nurses, police, emergency services are all still at work. And so we can support them in any way that we can. And I really appreciate you guys checking out Facebook Live. Go talk to your friends. Hey, I've seen a lot of people like make a Zoom room and just like catch up with their friends. I caught up with some of my friends and some of my family who I haven't chatted with in a while, and we did it on Facebook video, and we did it on Zoom. So it's been a great experience, at least seeing people. But we are here to talk about games. The next thing is talking about games is the Long Island Tabletop Gaming Convention, Gaming Expo was supposed to be April 18th. That was coming up super quick. I had booked over 35 game masters, or at least games run by game masters there with panels and everything. It was going to be an awesome event at the Cradle of Aviation Museum. Due to coronavirus, it is postponed to November 7th, just so you know. But then Rich from Legendary Realms and a whole team of people, including myself, brainstormed a bunch of stuff, and next thing you know, we are bringing you a virtual tabletop gaming expo on Facebook Live, Mixer, Twitch, and YouTube Live, and it's going to be all weekend long, April 17th to April 19th. More details on that soon. So one of the games that I'm going to be running in the background over there is a classic game which a lot of people like and a lot of people despise. So it's a game from way back in 1959 it came out. And it is, so here's the thing. I'm going to tell you what the game is. I've played it a bunch of times. You have to be in the right mood. You got to have the right people. You might lose some friends, but I love this game. It's just that it's really hard to get it to the table and play because nobody wants to do it. So at Long Island Tabletop Gaming Convention, we're going to be playing it in the background, which means every 2 hours we're going to do a move in the game. You can negotiate and talk and everything like that with your opponents or your allies. and then where you submit a move, and then I'm going to adjust the moves, and then we reveal the map of what the moves did. We have to figure out some operational things, but it's going to be very exciting. But I'm looking for at least 7 players. If you have never played this game, it is well worth it to check it out. And Ginger says she will never ever play this game with her husband. That's me. I'm Ginger's husband. Yeah, it's a tough one. You have to lie and almost cheat and steal. And this game is, if you haven't figured it out, diplomacy. Dun dun dun. That's right, diplomacy, the exciting game of international intrigue. And there's the game board there, the infamous game board of diplomacy. I'm looking for 7 players. If you're interested, email me at dave@gamemastergames.com. So diplomacy is rated 7.1 on BoardGameGeek.com, which is actually really good. And it has 2 to 7 players. Although it doesn't really work well with 5 or 6. You really got to play with 7. That's the best way. Actually, if you look below it, it says the best is 7. That's right. I totally agree with that. It is 360 minutes, but we're going to be playing all day on Saturday at least. And what was the thing? Oh, 1959. Look at that. It came out in 1959. It is, the designer is Alan B. Kalheimer, and there's a bunch of different artists. It has come out with multiple iterations of this game. So there is plenty of versions of it. This is just one of the versions that I have. Originally, it was made by the Avalon Hill Game Company, and I have a lot of Avalon Hill games. But basically, I'm just going to quickly go over what this game is about. It is a orders writing game. This game doesn't come with an order sheet like this. I designed this. And it comes in turns. You have you each get assigned a country, and it's basically World War I countries. So you have England and France and Germany and Italy, and then Austria-Hungary, Turkey. Oh, this piece shouldn't be here. Austria-Hungary, Turkey, and then Russia. Okay, so and Russia, you can see here, these are armies on this board, and these are fleets. You see Russia's got a fleet in the north, and Russia's got a fleet down here on the Black Sea. So the whole point of the game is to control these black power points. You can see one there in Spain right now. Everybody starts with owning 3. Russia starts with owning 4. And then your objective is to move your pieces into additional power points. So France could move from Marseille, move this army from Marseille to Spain, and then they will own the power point. And there's a spring turn where you move everything, and then a fall turn where you move everything, and then a build turn. So if the France's situation was like this, they still own this power point, even though they don't have an army there. And but they own Paris, you can see here, and they own Brest, and then they now own Spain. So they own 4 power points, but only have 3 pieces. So then they get to build a new piece, like maybe another army or a fleet in Marseille. And that is basically what you want to do. You want to try to get up to 18 power points by yourself or with an alliance with people. And you can ally with 2 or 3 or 4 people and add your points together and declare a winner. Here is where the game gets interesting, is when you write your orders, you write everything down. You can negotiate. You got a period of time to negotiate with everybody around the board, and you say, hey, help me out here, and I'll help you out there, and so on and so forth, and you negotiate. But then you write your orders. Now, what you write in the orders could be exactly what you just negotiated with everybody, or not. You could write different orders to do different things. You can attack, you can move, you can convoy, you can support. And basically the game is just based on ratios because, like one of these forces here, basically represents, 100,000 guys or maybe even a million soldiers. And this and the Navy represents, a whole battle fleet. So they're really large. So it basically just works on ratios. So these are bad colors, the green versus the green, but this is the easiest maybe location to show you. So if France wants to attack Italy, basically France would write an order to move Army Marseille into Piedmont. But maybe Italy writes an order to move Army Marseille into Piedmont. So when the orders are revealed, this army is one army and this army is one army, or even if Italy doesn't write the order, so this is one French army versus one Italian army, and it's 1-1. Nothing happens. They both go back. So you just spent 15, 20 minutes negotiating, another 5 minutes writing your orders, and nothing happened on the board. Well, you don't want that to happen. You want to have cool stuff, happen. So let's say instead there was a French Navy here in the Gulf of Lion. So now what the French player could write in the next orders is they could write move Army Marseille to Piedmont, and then the Navy supports Army Marseille moving to Piedmont. So now with a support order, you get 2-1, which means that now this Italian army is overwhelmed and they have to retreat. And so the French army takes Piedmont and the Italian army, let's say, retreats to Tuscany or retreats to Venice. Okay? So now let's say there was an Italian army in Tuscany. Now we could do the French army attacks Piedmont. The French Navy supports it. The Italian army in Piedmont holds, and the Italian army in Tuscany supports the hold. Now we have 2-2, and nothing happens. Everybody goes back to where they were. So then this is where the essence of the game comes down, because let's say there happens to be a Turkish fleet way over here in the western Mediterranean and an Italian fleet in the Tyrrhenian Sea. So now Italy and Turkey could have a conversation. Hey, I'm going to attack here and I want your support. And Turkey could say yes or no. So if that happens, then it's going back to the same example. What happens now is that the Italian Navy attacks Gulf of Lion, the Turkish Navy supports it, and now instead of this supporting that attack on land, this now has to come back here and defend, and as we have 2-1, the French Navy has to retreat and can maybe go to Spain or can go to Spain, and then the French attack doesn't happen because it's 1-2. So that's where the negotiation comes down. This game is absolutely insane. That's a horrible representation of what the game really is all about. But it is fun, it is stressful, and you might lose some friends. That's the bottom line. Bottom line, if you've never played Diplomacy, you should play it at some point in your life. I'm looking for 7 players to play on Saturday at LI Tabletop, and that is April 18th. Email me at dave@gamemastergames.com. Ginger, can you put my email in the text message? That would be great. dave@gamemastergames.com. Cool. So thanks. If you got questions about Diplomacy, hey, you can ask them right here in this chat, or again, you can send me an email or do whatever you want to do. Another game, I think I've covered this before, but I wanted to cover it again. This is a cool little game, Quarto. It's by Gigamic. I have their information over here too. This game was made in 1991, and it's for 2 players, or 2 players only. We get asked a lot of questions about 2-player games. This is rated 6.9, which is still pretty good. And so here's this game, Quarto. It's really good for 2 players. It's a very unique kind of little strategy, Connect 4 kind of game. It only takes, oh boy, my camera. It only takes about 20 minutes to play. And the designer is Blaise Muller. There's no artist listed, but Gigamic is right now the distributor or the manufacturer here in the United States. And basically, it's Connect 4. It's a wild version of Connect 4. It's like super difficult Connect 4. So the objective of the game is to get 4 in a row, but there's lots of different ways you can get 4 in a row. So you can see that there's brown pieces and there's tan pieces. So right here, if somebody were to get 4 in a row with this one, they win because they're all tan pieces. See that? So if I placed a piece down and I got 4 in a row like that, I would call Quarto and I could win the game. Well, the thing is that you can also win by having all square pieces. So check that out, right? You could also win by having all tall pieces. So you can see a difference. There's shorter pieces and there's taller pieces. Okay, so you could win by having all taller pieces. You could also win by having all pieces with a divot on top. See that? They all have that circle dug out on the top there. Or plain tops, okay? So that's 4 in a row like that. Now, here's the wild thing about this game, this super crazy, awesome, nutty, strategic thing. It's my turn, right? It's my turn. So I assume, okay, so I pick up a piece and I put, no, 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 no. Your opponent chooses your piece. You just get to decide where to put it. So let's say Ginger handed me this piece and I put it here, right? And then I hand Ginger this piece and she puts it over here. And then Ginger hands me this piece, and I put it here. Well, as pieces go on the board, you're going to start to realize that there's going to be locations where you can't put pieces anymore. Like right now, it's Ginger's turn, but I have to hand her a piece. As you can see, because all three of these are tall back here, I can't hand her any of these tall pieces. So you start to eliminate pieces you don't want to hand to your opponent. So then maybe I hand Ginger, this piece, and she puts it here. Now, she can't hand me a piece with a divot on top. So she can't hand me a tall piece, and she can't hand me a piece with a divot on top because I'd win that way. And it just goes on like that. And the other cool thing is that you might place a piece, and there might be 4 in a row, but you didn't even see it. So after you hand your piece to your opponent, they could call Quarto. They don't even have to place the piece, and they could call Quarto and win the game. It's really, really a fun little quick game. Doesn't take too long like Ginger said, it takes like 25 seconds to play. We run this and Corridor at almost all of our conventions. Check out Quarto. It's a really good 2-player game, and you enjoy. Now, let me see if I gotta find a. I've got such awesome production here. I can't find the sheets that I need. So here we go. Here's the LI tabletop information, but the dates are wrong. So this is going to be November 7th now. We'll talk more about it when we get up to it. Here is some of our advertisements. You can contact us. We got a phone number too. Not only could you call us, but not only could you email us, but you could also call us at 516-597-5555. And there's the 3 stores that we really like to support. They are closed right now. Hey, when they reopen, support your local businesses. Go out and buy something, even if it's just sleeves or dice. It would be awesome. Then I've got a semi-daily blog on GameMasterGames.com, so check that out. I've been talking a lot about coronavirus, and I'm Joko Cruise. We just went on the Joko Cruise. There's Ginger's Business Joyful Day Ceremonies. Hey, we got to put it on here. Ginger has been doing a daily prayer, almost daily prayer on Pop Clergy Squad on Twitch. Twitch/Pop, P-O-P. Pop Clergy Squad. Check that out if you want to. Go ahead and follow her over there and click the notification page, and you can listen to Ginger give like a 3-minute prayer during the day. And this is a tough time. We're all dealing with tough times. Again, reach out. If you are in need, if you are having struggles, don't forget to reach out to your friends or family. Don't forget to reach out to your medical professionals. And also, 911 if you need it. Don't hesitate to call. So let's see what else. You can find me tomorrow morning on Twitch at LI Tabletop. Me and Rich are doing Over Coffee every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6:30 in the morning. We got up to 20 viewers this morning. We were so excited. It was so much fun. We usually have an awesome conversation. Sometimes we even talk about games. Ginger, you put up the videos link, but it just Pop Clergy Squad on Twitch. That's the homepage. So yes, I was up at 6:30 in the morning, Ginger. Yes, I was. And I'll be up tomorrow morning at 6:30 also. So please, no, not tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning's Thursday. I'll be up Friday at 6:30 in the morning. I also got a Patreon page, Twitter, Instagram, and my own Twitch channel, GMG Dave. Hey, Dwayne, nice to see you. Thanks for joining. So with that said, I hope you got a little bit better understanding about diplomacy and how crazy it is. If you are looking for a 2-player game, Quarto, even Corridor is really good. And Ginger, what was the one we showed the other day? Pylos, right? Yeah, Pylos. These are all games by Gigamic, and they are a lot of fun. The wooden feel, the tactile feel is really cool. So make sure you follow us on LI Tabletop Twitch. You can watch videos, by the way, without having an account, but you can't really follow or hit the notification if a notification bell unless you make an account on Twitch. It's not that difficult, of course. It is just another account, but so with that said, I really appreciate you guys watching again. Even if you didn't watch this live, you can watch the video later on and give yourself 100 experience points. And until we meet again, sitting across from each other at the gaming table, keep your dice dry and your rule books ready and your meeples strong. That's right. And don't forget to wash your hands. Good night.